Some of the units that have come out of this from the MATL, we have a Thanksgiving unit that we adopted for Spanish-speaking 1, and I think comparative text and La Historia de la Gastronomía de Mexico, claro que sí, that one was the main influence on that unit. With our teacher diversity trainings and student diversity trainings, I think sociolinguistic comparative texts, we use those sort of resources for those trainings that I've been doing since I took that class. I've been training our district. The Parent Ambassador Program, which I will talk about in a further video. And I would say sociolinguistics, comparative text, Sistema Educativo, the time I spent in Mexico in general, understanding the culture to better relate to the parents, was invaluable to help me have a successful parent program. And the Spanish speaker program, I think all of our core classes, my practicum, I focused on the motivation to help my students feel better about themselves, to be more motivated. We have something called longtime English learners who have been here their whole lives but have never mastered English and are stuck between Spanish and English. And so that the work I got from my practicum, from our core classes, has been really helpful and effective, and I will touch on that in later presentation. La Gastronomía, claro que sí, and the Sistema Educativo has been very helpful for our Spanish speaker program. The ELD program, the core classes, of course, Sistema Educativo, just being in Puebla and doing my FLAP in Cuernavaca has been an invaluable part of my work with English learners. Having a deep understanding of linguistics and language acquisition, studying how the brain works, has been so helpful for me to digest work that I've gotten at seminars, statewide Accountability Institute for English Learners in California that the CDE has put out, and has helped me really digest that so I have a deeper understanding and I can go a little bit beyond. I have to say something for me that was so great about the MATL itself was that I had a degree in teaching. I had a master's in education. But I wanted specific work to help progress the work that I was doing with Spanish speakers and with English learners. And so being able to focus my specific research to help further that, and to be surrounded by people that already had their main education in education. They already had their degree in Spanish. We didn't have to focus on superficial things. We were able to get into quite detail and depth right away. Made the whole difference. I just can't say how valuable the MATL was for me, and enjoyable. I never had an issue with any of the work because I am a giant nerd and I loved all of the stuff I was able to apply in my classes. So upcoming topics I have here are Spanish for Spanish speakers, outreach to parents in the Hispanic community, the Promise Initiative, so you can learn a little bit more about that work. Maybe your schools will be interested in the next year. Next year is our last year of the pilot study, and we're hoping to have a field test, and it is an initiative based on principle-based reform and biliteracy. So hopefully that would be interesting to some of you. Cultural inclusion on campus, and longtime learners versus newcomers in our ESL or English Language Development courses. So I hope that this was interesting for you, that you got something out of it, and I look forward to doing a couple more of these presentations. This is my first time putting something like this together, so I hope it's very helpful. And I loved the comparative Hispanic text. I had no idea what it was going to be about when I started taking it, and I think for resources and to get me started, it has been the most useful course in that regard. So thanks very much, and until next time.